Yo, what's good, everybody? This your boy 005 Dynasty. I'm back with another video, guys and girls. So, I was just listening to a lot of songs on my hard drive for records that I produced in the early 2000s. I started making beats in 2003. I had no idea of what I was doing. After a year, pretty much a year of just trying to figure out what this thing is called beat making, I was finally able to make a track, and Legend heard it and he said, "That's the one. You finally got one." Took me to the studio, and he's the artist, but he coached me through the record. And even the audio recording engineer was helping me at the same time, right? So then from there, it was off to the races. Like, I you know what I'm saying? I got another track. Then I started producing for Legend and also for Legendary Team out in Long Island, New York, right? Primarily Brooklyn and Long Island, New York. So why did I bring that up, man? I bring that up because beat making is beat making. And when you figure out beat making and you get like a specific like way of doing something, a sound, some type of like, it's just you. I mean, and that all depends. Because a lot of people are part of the copy and clone generation, and they copy somebody else's style. They copy drill, they copy trap, they copy boom bap, they copy all these different forms of music, and then they say they got their own style. But really, it's a copy and clone of the next person or the originators. Me, when I started making beats, I didn't copy nobody else's style. That's the reason why my style sounds different from everybody else. And then later on, I was eventually able to turn the way that I made beats by sampling into original music production, which ultimately turned into my musical genre called Ghost Wave, also known as cinematic air hop, also known as a sound that floats. So I'm so proud that I went that way, and I was a part of the copy and clone generation, right? But anyway, which started around like 2012, guys. 2011, 2012, and it's still going on now, when the digital age started to really take off. And that's so crazy because the digital age is when people started to share more online, and all these different websites pop up and all these community this and that and groups and tutorials. And the next you know, it's copy and clone. Everybody's doing the same thing, and music became very, very stagnant, very, very boring, if you want to ask me. I mean, it's a couple tracks here and there trickle in there, but for the most part, everybody's doing the same thing, same dances, wearing the same clothes. Everything's the same. Everything's the same, right? Nobody's being unique, original, creating new genres like how I did in the year 2020. You get that, right? You get this. So, music production, right? So then I started becoming, I worked my way into becoming a musical producer by using, the skills that I had acquired from the point of music production when I wasn't doing music production, when I was just in the studio around like 1995, 1996, 1997, all the way up until like the year 2000, maybe 2001, 2002, right? When I was going to the studio with Legend, Legend of New York, the rapper, or my cousin Reek the Villain, or, all these other people that was in the studio, going to the studios with. I was a fly on the wall, basically, just watching. But in 2003, I started my journey. 2004 was when the first record came out. 2005 was when the street, the smash hit street banger that had, I don't want to say commercial, but it had street success. I'm from NY, the rap artist Legend, featuring the rap artist Stacks Paper, produced by Legacy, who was me at the time. That was my I was formerly known as Legacy, right? Formerly known as, I'm formerly known as Legacy now. I was known as Legacy back then. So, street banger, I'm talking about, it played on the radio, it played on TV, and not commercially, because, back then, a lot of times those Video Music Box or Hot 97, those companies will allow for unsigned people to go out there and get their stuff out. If it was good, they would play it. And I'm from NY. It played on the radio. It played on Bobby Simmons, who played on his video show. It was dope, right? that's a milestone right there, man. It just doesn't have commercial success. So some people try to act like commercial success is better than street success, but whatever. I like street success. Anyway, so why did I bring that up, guys? I'm talking about all this stuff because of music production currently in the year 2026. And what I realized was when I was sitting and listening to the music that I produced and like starting in 2003, but really 2004 was when I had my breakout track. 2005 was when I had the breakout single, right? And on top of that, in 2004 was when I helped contribute with providing samples that I had found on LimeWire, Napster, Aries, all these different downloadable softwares back in the days, right? I found a lot of samples, and I provided those samples to the musical producer and manager for Legend, DC3, right? And he's also a graffiti artist. Spray painting train. He was out there spray painting with DJ K Slay. Like they was doing that, like graffiti and all that stuff on the trains in the city. Yeah. So anyway, so I provided samples for that album, The Next Level, that was Legend's album, right? So I'm in the midst of all this stuff, right? But what I come to realize is, as I'm listening to these tracks now, is that you're nothing without an artist. You're nothing without a song. That's what I come to realize. So I'm listening, and some of the tracks, I was able to play the beats. Cause I still have the instrumentals, guys, on my hard drive. Some of the project files are a little bit messed up because the drums, for some reason, the drums didn't save. I think maybe I was using the drums straight off of the CD back then. I would get drums on the CD, and I would put the CD into the CD disk drive, and I would go make beats in Fruity Loops before FL Studio. And I believe I was probably taking those drums straight from the CD and not dragging it onto the hard drive back then. So some of the drums, like the snares, the drums, the hi-hats, the claves, the open hats, they're missing from the project files, which kind of sucks because that's what made those beats sound the way they sound. But the samples are still on my hard drive. Anyway, so I got the original instrumentals, but I just got the MP3 files, right? Then I got project files, but they're missing drums and stuff like that, right? So I'm listening to the songs, but then I'm listening to the instrumentals. And I'm like, the instrumental sounds dope, sounds cool, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like the era, it sounds like hip hop, it sounds like, it doesn't sound like Ghostwave, really. A little bit of Ghostwave because I was using cinematic music. I was sampling cinematic music. So it sounds a little bit like Ghostwave because, Ghostwave now is cinematic air hop. Also a sound that floats, right? Anyway, so I'm listening to this stuff. I'm like, when I listen to the song and how the rap artist Legend or the rap artist Pody, I think he goes by Po World or Pod World now, or the rap artist A.O. Baker, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these different artists, Stacks Pay, all these different artists that I produce for, I'm listening to the way they flowing on the tracks and all these different, ways that they're going about music. Give me one sec, guys. I'm listening to the way they're going about the music, and I'm like, yo, it's crazy the way they put life into the beats. They put life into my instrumentals. And then on top of that, some of those songs, I'm like, how I put life into the instrumental. Think about it. All of the stuff that I contributed to the records before the records were even recorded. Like, say this, say that. Oh, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to drop that out. Oh, I messed up with the beat. Let me run back home and fix it. Like, all the different stuff that was happening. What I was putting into the record, besides the instrumental, is monumental. It's different. And it got me to thinking like, man, just being a beat maker, that ain't ish. That ain't nothing, son. I mean, yeah, you might get what you're getting to is the spark of an emotion and an idea. I get that part. But you could spark an emotion and you could spark an idea. But that's not writing a record. That's just an idea. That's an emotion. Anybody can listen to your beat and feel an emotion to it. They might feel an emotion to your beat and just probably just start bopping their head. Or they might start dancing. Oh, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to writing a song, like a full song, and think about it, guys, these artists that I was working with in the early 2000s, they were still operating like 1970, 1980, 1990s. In the sense of they was writing 3 verses. Nowadays, people only write 2 verses. So they was writing 3-verse songs with the chorus, with the intro, with a drop sometimes, with an outro, and then on top of that, you still got to do the ad-libs. Sometimes they were doing 2 ad-lib tracks. So that's a lot of talking. So they got to know how to hit those pockets, hit those spaces with the ad-libs. Ad-libs is an art form in itself. If you could do a great ad-lib, oh, it's phenomenal. If you could do great ad-libs or backing vocals, if you could do great backing vocals and you have an audio engineer that understands how to utilize backing vocals the proper way, such as different types of delays and ping pongs and reverbs and when should it come in, when should a backing vocal come in, or basically putting flangers and chorusing and widening the sound out, all these different things that they do with the backing vocals and layering and stuff like that, you could really change the dynamics of a song. And that comes from a lot of different areas. So think about it. You got artists writing the songs. You got me as the producer thinking of concepts for the songs, all while we're in the studio. We're working on the concept in the studio while recording the song. Then you got the audio engineer sitting there hearing stuff, and they start mixing and start moving stuff around and doing this and doing that. And next you know, we got a whole bunch of people doing multiple different things, but cohesively we're trying to get to that final sound composition. That is game changing when I was thinking about it. So I'm sitting there listening to my music, and I'm like, the music that I produce for these artists. So it's a collective, it's our song, it's their song, but you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, this music is great. I'm listening to every variable, all the different nuances. I'm listening to all the tones of voices, the dynamic way that they was changing up their flow in the song, the way they changed their voices for the chorus compared to when they came back into the verse, how they flowed into the verse, how they went into the second half of the verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause at the ninth bar mark, how they came out of the verse, like how they slowed down a little bit to like kind of like ease the listener into the chorus coming back in. I'm listening to all this, how these artists were perfecting that without major record labels behind them, without songwriters behind them, without professional audio engineers that have recorded like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. So the audio engineers that we work with were professional, but they wasn't like people who was recording like the top people in the game, where you got to get those records crazy good. You know what I'm saying? Going through like 200,000 pieces of $200,000 worth of gear. You know what I'm saying? Compressors, tube, this and all that, different types of ribbon microphones, this microphone, this type of dynamic microphone, this condenser microphone, all this stuff. Man, we went to the studio, they had one microphone. You got to perfect your voice in that microphone. So that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? Like how creative these artists were to really, really perfect themselves and really, really get over these beats and have their voices match and marry those instrumentals, especially the instrumentals that I was creating. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. And think about the stuff that I was producing, guys. My beats were on a cinematic line. So the artists that were rhyming over my beats, they wasn't typical like rhyming over like beats like 50 Cent or Nas or Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Or people from like, you know, Benny Siegel, the Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Or people from Cali. It was a different style, a different flow, a different dynamic. It was different, right? So these guys, they would hear all these artists in their era, and technically they would rhyme like them if they was going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, back in the days, it was mixed CDs, it was mixed tapes, then mixed CDs. So everybody would go to the store and buy those mixed CDs and listen to it. They pump it in their car. You hear the Locks. You know what I'm saying? The Locks was dominating the mixed CD game. 50 Cent, G-Unit dominated the mixed CD game. Dipset dominated the mixed CD game. So everybody's hearing that all the time. J Hood, all these people rhyming. Oh, that's crazy what Jadakiss said. Oh, I remember when Jadakiss did the song with Usher. And that was on DJ Finesse. I remember DJ Finesse had that. I think it was DJ Finesse or DJ On Point. One of them, they had it. And everybody was like, oh, that's great. Going crazy in the streets. They wasn't listening to no album. They was listening to the mix CD and they heard that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, for the artists that I was rocking with, to not try to copy and clone all these artists on the mix CDs and mixtapes, but to finesse my beats the way that they did was crazy. And then on top of that, guys, what I'm trying to say here is I made the beat, but the beat is just the beat. is what transpired after the beat is what's remarkable. How these guys did it, how I did it, how the audio engineers who was conducting the studio sessions did it. How did we all come together as a team? There's no I in the word team, man. Together, everyone achieves more. And we did it, man. And I'm like, man, look at 2026, how everybody sits online, does beat cookup videos. Oh, watch me make a beat. Watch me make a beat. Watch me make a beat. That ain't got nothing to do with anything, man. That's what I'm trying to get people to really realize. Your beat ain't ish. And your beat ain't ish until you progression, until you add progression into something. That's when you really could call yourself a musical producer and you really, really doing something, man. You doing it, man. It's crazy, man. I was just, it just came to me today. It just dawned on me like, yo, your beat, man, you got to take those beats to the next level, guys and girls. You got to take the beat, the instrumental, or the instrumentals that you have to the next level. And if you don't see people on YouTube showing you, so what, man? So what? Because they're not going to show you. Because there's no money involved in that for them. Or instantaneous or spontaneous money. They're looking for money. They're not looking for a musical career in a sense. They're not looking for that. They're looking for money right now. YouTube monetization money. Brand affiliated money. Fill up their description of their video with every which way they can make a dollar bill if somebody just so happened to click on one of those links. Join other podcasts. Do videos and that's framing them as a victim. People attacking them. People are using them. Oh, they're out there trying to help you. They're doing tutorials for you. And they know how to speak in a way to manipulate the next person, to make the next person believe them. And that's sad, but in a sense, man, what is it all doing? It's bringing content back for them. Even though they could, oh, this guy talking about it. This guy talking about fake musical producers, and they start talking about it. Guess what? They made people like them even more, coddle them like a baby. Grown men being coddled like babies. And then on top of that, it's still going to bring the money because people are going to watch and see, oh, who's hating on you? And they want to go run over there and see. They're making money. They're not worrying about taking that instrumental to the next level. None of these guys have shown you. They have not shown you a beat that they made during a beat cookup live stream or video, either or. Video that they made or a live stream. They have not taken that instrumental and from there progressed that instrumental into a final product. How you calling somebody a musical producer and respecting them when they're tricking you with that half ASS content they got going over there? You want to know why? Because your brain is not functioning properly. People have given up on utilizing their full emotions and thoughts and brain's capacity. You guys have given up. You have become lazy. You have become dormanted. You have not woken up. You are not awakened. You have really, really become dormanted in your life, in your mind, the way your mind flows, the way your mind thinks. I had my boss call me out for a meeting the other day ago because I had a situation at the JOB, right? It wasn't my fault. My situation wasn't my fault. Somebody was actually doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing. It was theft. They were stealing from me. But they stole 2 days in a row, but it's an outside contractor. So then they don't even work for my job. They're outside contractors, right? So it's kind of like technically they can't really do anything, but it's still, the thing that sucks is like, where they was taking my stuff, there was no cameras there. But think about it, guys. So they stealing, then they don't get caught, really. You know what I'm saying? I know who did it. I saw them in action, but there was really no repercussions. And I still see them at my JOB, right? So I had a meeting with one of my bosses, and I was straight direct with them. Pop, pop. I was hitting them with stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? We were talking, and they kind of came out a little aggressive. So then the big boss comes like, yo, let's go outside and talk. So we talking. They say, well, the first thing they started out, they asked me, yo, are you a Leo, Capricorn, something like that, one of those things. I can't remember. And I was like, nah, I'm a Virgo. And it's like, that's strange, man, because Virgos don't usually act like that. Like Virgos don't usually act like that. Then you know what my boss said to me? Because Jamel, man, you're straight to the point. You're like very direct. You're like very, very direct. And I was like, yeah, I am. I said, because the reason why I'm direct is because I'm fed up with reality. I'm fed up with life. I'm fed up with people. I'm fed up with the fake, the role playing. Everybody gotta be cordial. Everybody gotta fit into a mold. Everybody gotta wear a mask. Everybody gotta be a part of the copy and clone generation. Everybody has to like everybody or force or make it even seem like you like somebody so you could get a leg up. And what I mean by that is like, oh, I don't like these top YouTubers. All these top YouTubers in the NPC search, I don't like them. I don't like their characteristics. I don't like who they are as people. I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they manipulate. But in order for me to fit in, I gotta act like I like them. I gotta act like I like their beats. I gotta act like I like their beat Cookup videos. I gotta say, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, I love what you're doing, man. And then if I do that, then I fit in. Then they'll be like, oh, come on my channel. Let's do a collab. Let's work together. But meanwhile, I don't like this person. So I'm not gonna play the fake game. I'm not gonna be like the movie Eyes Wide Shut. I'm straight direct because I'm real. So when I really realize it, it's not even a fact of what sign you are. No, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, don't matter the sign. It matters if you're real and you're not gonna play the game. So I'm real, I don't play the game. So it comes off as if I'm direct, but to me, I'm living a real life while everybody else is living this fake life. And that's the things. So when I come online, I talk to you guys, I'm being 100% real. If I think there's fake musical producers, or if I think beat making is just an instance just to get people to gain some type of feel of emotion, but that doesn't take over like the full production of a song, you still got to get that full song done. Well, I'm going to say it. And somebody might get mad. Oh, I'm a beat maker. I'm not just a beat maker. I produce because I made a beat. That's what people, they think. They think if they make a beat, that's producing. Now, you just made a beat, man. You didn't produce a record. There's levels and stages to music production. There's levels and stages from a thought to a finished product that's printed and pressed, CD, tape, vinyl, wherever, on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever form that's going to come out years later. What ADAT, you know what I'm saying? All these floppy disk, like it doesn't matter. A beat is a beat, but a song composition, the full embodiment of it is totally different. Totally different. So guys, I say all that to say this. If you have not done so yet, you got to produce records, man. You cannot just only be a beat maker and put your beats on BeatStars and all these different websites on YouTube and just like, hey, you pray somebody's going to get on it and make something. No, you got to be the musical producer somehow, some way. You don't even have to make a beat. You could just get into a studio session. You know what I'm saying? You could be the conductor. But what I'm trying to say is get to the point of making songs. Even if you don't want to say musical producer or executive producer, anything like that. If you don't want to put some type of real title to it, but just still get in a room, get in some room, your room, that person's room, this room, somewhere, and make a song, and then make another song, and then make another song. I was like, dang, I didn't know how many songs I had produced. I got songs on my YouTube channel right now. I don't have to upload them anymore because they're there. And my Old Fire Dynasty Produce series, the songs that I produce for other artists, right? But I'm on my computer, I'm like, yo, I got songs for Pody I didn't put up there yet. I got songs from Gemstar I didn't release yet. I got songs from Legend I didn't release yet. I'm like, I got at least like 6 or 7, 8 more songs from Legend. I'm like, that's a lot of songs. Think about it. That's studio session. That's time. Think about making the concept, making the beat, And then from the making the beat, coming up with a concept for a song, or not even being able to come up with a concept. Maybe Legend came up with the concept, but for the most part, I was coming up with concepts. Then Legend writes the song. I'm listening to him rhyme. Like he's rhyming it to me. Like we're practicing, rehearsing before the studio. Then we go to the studio. Then it's all the things that happen in the studio, all the environment, the microphones, the booth, the noise. We got to tell the guy, yo, too much hissing, man. Put a DS on that, fix that, something. All the stuff that you doing in the studio. Then they doing all the stuff like mixing. They're recording and then they're mixing. Then you get the CD. You go in the car, you listen to it. Oh, it sounds too low. The bass is not too high, not rumbling. Go back in there, fix this. You know what I'm saying? Then you finish with all that. Then you go home and listen to it. Then you start playing in the car. You let other people hear it. You know what I'm saying? You go here, yeah, play. Can you play this in the club? I'm here, I sell in the club. All the different dynamics of a record, not a song now. That's really gonna make masses of people feel something. They're gonna like it or they're gonna dislike it. You know what I'm saying? Something, you're gonna get some form of information. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. So now I'm listening to my songs that I produce. I'm like, that's crazy. And it makes me want to really, really dive back into music production. At first, though, the first thing that's making me want to do, though, is make a beat. But another thing is, I don't need to make beats. I got a lot of beats. I don't even have to make beats anymore. I have so many beats that I've made throughout my time. I can just go back and just redo or just fix up beats and just start putting beats out. Cause I have so many. But then also, just the music inside of me wants to make a new beat, a fresh beat. So I'm in limbo, like, yo, should I go back and make beats? Should I work on my website? Should I play with my kids? Should I go outside for a walk? Should I do some push-ups? Should I, you know what I'm saying, worry about my health? But at the end of the day, guys, I'm talking to you. If you are making beats, that's not the final step. You gotta record a song. Somehow, some way, you got to get an artist on one of your joints. You could jump on one of your joints too, but it's different when with a third party person jumps on one of your beats. Trust me on that. And don't do one, do more than one, and then look back at your catalog and you be like, man, this is crazy. Man, producing is crazy. Making music is great. You go and be like, man, this is crazy. I'm telling you guys. You go like, man, this is crazy. You go start feeling good. You go really start feeling like somebody who really embedded themselves in the music production, music industry, entertainment industry. I'm telling you. This your boy 005 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me. Don't forget to check out 005dynasty.com. And also my publication, Ultra Ups, the Ultras. My media outlet is here. So if you want an article done for you for some form of entertainment, either your past, your present, or your future. We could do an article about your past, your present, or future. You let me know. We're starting to do articles for everybody. Ultra Ups. This your boy 005 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me and hit up 005dynasty.com. I'm out. Peace. Yeah.